Now the stream, however you're watching this, we are into session 3 of 2d6 Dungeon, and today we're playing Arundel Knox, and he has he's explored part of the dungeon. We're going to go over a little bit more detail in a minute about what happened in the previous session, and then we are going to carry on. He's going to come back into the dungeon and continue exploring this level. We'll see how that goes. Firstly, let me just check the feed here. Just bring that up and check the sound. Let me just check the feed here. That sounds excellent. Bring that up and check the sound. Just bear with me a sec. Let me just turn that sound right down there. Good. Right, it's a little bit, to do anything like this is always a bit precarious. Got things set up all over the place. But good. We've got the chat there if we need it. Hopefully we will. Okay, and let me just check my phone here. Excellent. Okay. That's there as well. So this version of this test, it is kind of like a play test. This we haven't, it's not released as yet. This is going to be going to Kickstarter, and basically I've got a great team of guys who have been testing the game for me, and I've obviously been doing tests and rewrites, and so we'll go over what I have here. This is version 0.92, so we're getting closer to 1. There are one or two minor sort of graphical errors that I've noticed with this new update. So I've got the tables codex there, which is important. You need that. And let me just check here the camera. Bear with me a sec. Hopefully that's better. Let's see. Okay, so we've got the tables codex there, and we've also got the rules there, and we've got the updated monster cards, creature cards here with some pictures and a reformatting of the layout there. I've tried to make as many corrections as I can. Nick has done some awesome work for me, pointing out a lot of stuff. Steve has, Scott has, so that's kind of all channeling into this. If we see any errors today, or people got any comments or observations, then please let me know, and we'll put them on a pad. And if you're watching the vlog after, then you can put them in the comment section. So we've got that, got those two. We've got the original character sheet. You can see here, it's got a little bit of history. We've got 161 XP. We've got 20 health because we went up a level 2, Arundel Knox. We managed to get a bishop's mantle back at the town when we went back. So we've got an additional piece of armor. We've got no magic scrolls. We've got 1 potion of healing. And we've got 1 low quality garnet left. We got rid of all of our other stuff. We've got a few items. Glen intel. So when we were at the tavern, we spoke to Glen and he gave us some intel. So the first room, I can decide what that room's going to be. Okay, because I kind of know. I found out, and it was revealed to me, so I know what it is. And I've got some other bits and pieces. Zumerus leaves, wood shavings in a pouch, bag of tea leaves, wooden cross, a pouch ×2 so I can carry stuff if I find anything. And we've got a few narrative notes here. Encountered a slimy gorger whose sticky attack blocked my armor. Fought a jailer, but it was too late for the prisoner who died. Epic fight against thug, warrior and veteran. Cast mental whip and killed veteran before lopping off, slogging it out against the other two fighters. Came across some warriors and fought two warriors and an arrow-wielding scout who shot me twice. That was very close to death. That is the truth. Right, so, character sheet. We've got the dice that's required. We've got the other bits and pieces here. We've got the combat card, the main card being the shift adjustment platform, which comes into play later. We've got our 4 dice, I've said that already. Pencil and rubber, and of course the map, which is where it all happens. So just briefly, here we came in down this section at the bottom, and we've explored in a number of directions. These rooms had quite a lot of people in them, but I've kind of nerfed that a little bit with the rules, so there's slightly less people, and we've got the exit here. So we've got some other rooms in there. Empty mess hall, the damp space, in Tuneric mosaic, empty space there, jailer. I've actually taken out an empty space from the rooms tables as well, because it seems like we're getting a bit more than I thought we would do for empty spaces. Oh, we've also got a Malibu cocktail. Delicious. All right. So I think we're just about ready. So our guy here, Arundel, he's going to come back in, and he's going to we're in this space here, so we come back in, and the very nature of the game is that it's not that long. They haven't really sorted everything out. But I can just carry on exploring. You can only do this once per level, and if you do it more, then people in the dungeon cotton on. But I'm back, and we've gone into this space here, which is a storeroom, and I've got to decide which way I'm going to go. And down here, we've got this part of the dungeon needs to be explored. So I'm going to go down to this space here. You can see there's a door. Now I'm going to check and see if that is locked. This door here. 5. No, it's not locked, so I can go through to this space beyond. Now, to roll for your room dimensions is just 2 dice. And to be honest, I'm not going to go over all the rules for this. So if you haven't played before, session 1 on the live tab on the YouTube channel, there's a more in-depth description of the rules as we go along. So I'm going to roll for the room. So it's 3 by 4, which means 3 by 4 means the room goes into this space here. It's a small room, so it's only 6 spaces, just the very nature. 3 along the horizontal there. So I'm going to colour in these spaces that are dead space, if you like, so that you can more clearly see the layout of the dungeon. I don't know what I encountered in that space there. There may have just been an empty space. Colour in like that. Okay, so we've also got a dead space here. So this is a wall dividing those 2 rooms. We'll have this space in as well. You can see much more clearly now where the layout is. Okay, so we've got this small space here. Now that is a small space. So one of the things that is becoming very apparent is with the tables codex, we've got all the tables in here. I've got them that way because you turn the page and read them horizontally. So if I want to say, I've been trying to think about how I can lay the tables out in this book. alphabetically seemed like the logical way, but I know that a few people have been having some problems with that. Oh, this first page just missed the staple there. Might just put another one in there quickly. Bear with me. There we go. All right. So, just so that page doesn't slip out all the time. We've got it alphabetically here. We need to roll on the, and it's whether that alphabetical order is successful or not, I don't know. But I put an index at the front. So if I was to look, rooms 32 squares or larger, page 16, which would be this one. And that's kind of where we're at with it at the moment. It's arguable. Maybe we have the loot tables together. They kind of have fallen together because they all kind of start with the same letter. So I don't know. I don't know how annoying. I know some people have been a little bit annoyed by how the tables have been laid out. Anyway, let's do the small table here. We've got a 10. There is a small warm burner here that is lit. There is nothing else in the space. Okay, so it's just a small room with a burner. Now that I put a little image of a burner in here. So it's kind of like a little fireplace, say. And if I was soaked, I could dry myself. But I'm just back from town, so that isn't a problem. Okay, so so we've explored that space there. I want to see what this space is. Now, to complete the dungeon, I didn't actually have to explore that small space if I didn't want to. That's just complete dead end. So we're going down to the corner. So I'm coming back out here, and I'm going to go into this space here. So let's roll this. Primary die first, 3 by 3. Okay, so we're going to fit a room in here. Square 3. Oh, that in fact that is a double. Don't forget that. So it's a double. Let's roll that again, and you add again the double. So it's 6 by 6, which means it goes right up to this edge here. We'll colour that bit in. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 takes it right down to this bottom bit here. Okay, now how many exits does it have? There can only be exits on one wall here. You can see that that wall is blocked, this wall is blocked, and that is the entrance wall, and you cannot do put an exit on the wall you came in by. So how many exits? So there are actually 2 exits, so we can only do 1 exit. In fact, we cannot put an exit on this wall either because it's 1 space away from the boundary of the dungeon. So looking at it now, so clearly we have just this large room in the corner of the dungeon, which is very handy. Right, I'm going to just quickly colour these in here, and we're going to have a look and see what this room is. I've also got a little bit down here that I can colour in. Makes it nice and easy. There we go, nice and easy to see. Right. Okay, great. So there we have it, this large room. So what is this room? Let's go to dungeon level 1 human ancestry, page 14 and 15. There we go, level 1 human ancestry, and we are going to roll here. 30 34. 34, a prayer room. Okay, this is a unique room. So we need to see whether this room has already been generated in the space. Hey Steve, how are you doing? Is playtesting producing the results you were expecting, and is there anything that has changed elements of the game more or less than you expected? Very good question. Let me just write this room in. Oh, I didn't give myself space down the bottom here. Let's give a little bit of space in the bottom to write this down. If it is a prayer room, we've got a prayer room already. Prayer room, prayer room, prayer room. It doesn't look like we do have a prayer room. Let's put that in here. All right. Now, excellent. Right, just before we encounter that, I'll answer that question. So, the testing has been amazing. I have, simply put, been blown away by how awesome you guys are. And just whenever I look at the maps that you guys produce, I'm like, wow. And I feel a huge sense of pride that my rules have led you to that adventure and that situation. It's still really difficult for me. Although I've designed a few games now, and some of them have been successful and others haven't, I'm like, wow, this is going so well, and I've been so happy, and I've been so buzzed about how the game has progressed and the comments that people are leaving. Some people get a little bit frustrated by some things, which is completely understandable, and I'm like, that makes perfect sense. I have changed. The clarity is the thing, okay? When people like you, Steve, and Scott, and Vic, and Frederick, when you guys are like testing and you throw questions at me, it's brilliant. I'm like, wow. I wasn't quite aware that wasn't as clear as I thought it was. So it's about understanding what things are understandable, what things people miss. And but, having said that, I do expect people to miss rules. Having design games, you see some people playing it correctly, in the sense what is correctly, how I thought it should be played, and then people maybe house rule it a little bit, or they miss a rule, maybe like the, for example, the unique rooms that I was just giving an example of with the prayer room. Some people have missed that, and they've got doubles of like prayer rooms, or I had one of my teenagers test it out, my eldest daughter, and she really enjoyed it, and I'm like, wow, that is what this is about. And the pleasure that I got from people enjoying this has been fabulous. And bearing in mind that I've put a lot of work into this game, and I'm just thankful. I'm thankful every day, just to be alive. But just to have people experience this game like they are is very humbling. And I just hope that more people, hundreds, thousands of people, can experience the same thing and have adventures, have a narrative. That it really comes down to that narrative. And I know I'm going on now, but it is that narrative that I want people to experience, and their character to have these adventures in the dungeon. That is wow, isn't that great? And I wanted it to be random, and the randomness of it is really engaging me. And I'm like, wow, every map's different. Scott's map was just mind-blowing, the way that he drew that map, and then you guys do it on the computer. I thought that was fascinating. That was completely out of left field for me, because for me, I'd seen this as being something that was drawn, but it doesn't have to be, as you've now proved. In fact, I should put a little note in that in the rules. Actually, it doesn't have to be hand drawn. But yes, I am really pleased and very thankful that I've You guys have been so awesome. Anyway, we can talk more about that. And it is producing the results I expected. And yes, I mean, the latest update, the changes, you'll see those. I've taken out a couple of characters because I just felt they weren't needed. I've clarified certain rules. I've added in certain rules, thinking about the shifting, and I'm just so delighted that people enjoy the shift mechanism for combat. That's been a wonderful thing. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, prayer room. Aha. To one side is a wall-mounted cross above a small altar and cushion. Did I have this? I didn't have this. I don't think I did. No. So we've got a wall-mounted cross. I'm going to put that over here in this section. And Vic, good to see you, my friend. Oh, Vic, another. So in chat, if you're watching the vlog or you're there and you're lurking, we've got Vic and we've got Steve, two of the testers in the chat at the moment. Both awesome peeps. Really have been very helpful. Great to see you too, my friend. Okay, so we've got the wall-mounted cross and a small altar, and we're going to put a cushion here on the floor where they're praying. And roll a d6. If you roll a 1 to 4, roll on Ret 1. After you search the room, roll on RATT 1. So 1 to 4, roll on Ret. Yeah. So we've got a religious encounter. So there's a religious person in this room. That is round the wrong way. That one. That's a bit annoying. That is the one we're after. Didn't mean to. I've stapled that in the wrong way up. Oh well. I've certainly enjoyed playing. It flows well and deserves to do well. I play a lot of games, but this one is one of the ones I look forward to playing every time. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. Right. So you can see on here I've nerfed some of the things. So there's only doubles on 6 now. On these. So it was doubles on 5s. So you'd have a Dark Cleric and a Cultist or something like that. So we're going to roll. And we get a 1, a Crazed Preacher. Alright. That is probably the best option. So we have a combat. Crazed Preacher. Let's put him in here. He's not happy. He was in the middle of praying. I love the creative flexibility. I enjoy playing a lot. I will see if I can ever get a character to level 10. Vic, that is going to be epic. I know. I am already working on level 2 tables, starting to flesh out some ideas. We're going to have level 2 tables are going to be some level 1 elements to them, but then the new level 2 characters. We've also been looking at the Kickstarter date. Nick, I hate those crazed breaches. In my dungeon, they seem to spawn like rats in a sewer. Good to see you, my friend. Right, so we have the crazed. Here he is. I've got a picture for him as well there now. He looks crazed, doesn't he? Completely crazed. Okay. Right, so we have got the platform there. We've got the enemy. And let's bring in the character sheet here. And there we have it. Right, so first round. Let's put the dice on the round counter there. And so, just so you know, we have the Bishop's Mantle now. 5 and 6, -2 damage. A much better piece of kit than the Jerkin. Now, it's interesting. The most controversial element to this game is how the armor works. It's raised a few eyebrows, but it's something I'm sticking with at the moment. Because I think it is nicely frustrating. You can only block certain attacks. So it might be a high attack for a shoulder plate. You know, you can just imagine it. It's a bit like that. We'll maybe get into that a bit more later. So here we go. We are going to. I personally like the armor element. Thank you, Nick. I know. It's really tricky when people point something out like the armor element, and it's kind of like I know it's kind of against the grain, the standard procedure for role-playing games and games, so that your armor doesn't deflect every type of attack. But with this, it only deflects certain attacks. And that's demonstrated through the restricted element of the dice, through what dice numbers it affects. Right. Round 1 and I attack. 5-1. Got 2 shift points. And 5-1, can I do 5? I cannot do any shifting there. I cannot match a 4-3 or a 6-1. I think that Apothecary is my nemesis. I like the armor mechanism as is. Thanks, Steve. Vic, I like it because when you do find one that's improved, like a Bishop's Mantle, it saves you more in combat, but also allows you to do better against some, but not against all. Exactly. You've got to stick with it for the moment. Right, here's that crazed preacher. He has got the wild scratch on a 4-3. And there's D6 minus 3 damage. And from playing, I have buffed. Is it buffed? Improved some of the damage that some of the creatures do. So like the warrior, for example, he had quite bad attacks, but I've increased those and some of his stats. Some of their stats. Right, 6-4 is a miss. Let's go to round 2. 6-2. I can shift that to a drubbing. You can see here a drubbing, which is 6-4. So shift once and then twice to 6-4. It's not an exact strike. So we've got D6 plus 1 damage. Let's have a look. And we've got to write his health on the thing as well. Health 4. This could be over in 1 hit. These guys aren't 6. 7 damage. Okay, he is down and out. Minus 3. Excellent. Right, let's have a look here. He has a roll on RRET1. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. RRET1, which is RRET1 22 and 22. It's the random religious pouch table. Roll F5. Inside the pouch is a vial of black ink. Now that is a new item I've added into the table recently. Let's put that there. It's a small item. Okie dokie. Now, let's just take the crazed preacher out there. And, you know, you could argue the crazed preachers, they're quite weak. Some of these characters are quite weak. But you can also think that they may get one chance to do some damage. So, like, he had 1 hit there. If he'd, say, taken 3 off me, 3 damage, then you get chipped away at by this weaker foe. Bear in mind that my character's now level 2. Okay, so a vial of black ink. Now that is tied in. I've been trying to put more items in that are related to the gods, and you can see here in Tuneric here favors ink as one of the sacrificial items. So that's worth noting that I've got that there. Okay, right. I've found a bag of human teeth twice. Now you see, that is awesome. Because obviously something's going on in that dungeon, isn't it? So something is happening deep down there where they're obviously gathering human teeth for some reason. And I like that Steve says, taking up dentistry, Nick. Very good. I find at first level that is okay. As they get higher levels, I'm sure they will be tougher. Absolutely. Orthodontics from nightmares. Yes, these guys they don't really look after their teeth very well. Yeah, the thing is, right, so far we've had a fair I think, Vic, you've had a few characters die, haven't you? And I've had a couple die. I had the last guy die on stream when he faced 3 guys. So I think the weight was such that it was maybe slightly too difficult, maybe just a little bit. So that is, with the new updates to the rules, I think that it's slightly easier, and there's a bit more treasure. I've added some more treasure to the pouches, so we get a bit more treasure. So when we go out, we can get some armor potentially that will help. What else have I done? I've added in some more shrines. So there's 4 more shrines you can find on the room types, I think. Or 1 on the room types and 1 on the traps and events table. So there's definitely, I want to try and work that religion in. Vic, Anaconda and the Apothecary. Yes, they're probably the 2 of the hardest in there. I have made a slight change to the Anaconda. I just thought that when he does the attack that stops you from attacking next round, later in the combat, as the shift points sort of increase, that is a very powerful attack, and he can keep strangling you until you die. Now, what I've done is I've added into one of them that they can only do that once per combat. So once they've done it, that special attack becomes null and void. Actually, that might be worth putting a point about that in the rules. Special attacks that last, that happen once, because you're not so tricked by it. Apothecary is scary. He got more gas attacks than anything though. Yes, that's true. He uses his potions. He's got like this. He pulls open his cloak, and inside he's got some potions lined up, ready to flash at you. Right, okay, there's a little bit more colouring in there, so you can see we've got some nice shape going on here. Okay, so we've searched the preacher. We found that vial of ink. Now, in that room, we have in the prayer room, we have a roll on RATT1, which is RATT1 is Religious Artifacts and Treasures table number 19. Okay, so in this space we've got some religious artifacts. Here we go, Religious Artifacts Treasure table, and that is 8. There is a fine ceremonial silk robe here worth 2d6 silver coins, a potion of fidelity, and an empty pouch. Brilliant. Right, so let's have a little look here. So we have a rummage around in this prayer room, and we have got a ceremonial robe. Now you can find these quite often in this dungeon, so it's actually an object that you can find again, and it's worth 2d6. It's worth 7 silver. Worth 7 silver coins. Okay, ceremonial robe, and what have we got here? Potion of fidelity. I'll write that, and an empty pouch times 3. So we've got 3 empty pouches, and then potion of fidelity, which is kind of potentially something that a crazed preacher might have. Let's have a quick look at what that does, because I've forgotten. Okay. Potion of Fidelity. Potions are at the front here. Potion of Fidelity is +1 position, +1 precision for 1 dungeon level. Okay, +1 precision for 1 dungeon level. All right, that's in there. That actually, you know, could be worth something to sell rather than necessarily use. That's the thing about being an adventurer, isn't it? Whenever you play any game, you think, what's the value of something? Because I can buy some nice armor or a nice weapon with that potentially. Okay, let's carry on with our adventure. I just put a bit of colour in, put a bit of pencil in here. Got to head out. We'll watch the replay later. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Nick. Don't forget to add XP. Thank you. That is the one thing I did forget to do. Yeah. Good. Cool, Vic. Thank you. And the Crazed Preacher got me 5 XP. Sometimes what happens is I forget about the XP, and then like 2 fights later, I will go back. Oh yeah, remember XP, and I go back and check the map. This is why it's handy to keep a record of the creatures that you fight. Right, so let's carry on exploring, shall we? We have got. I'm kind of tempted to go back across here to this space and see what we've got in this room here. Now, interestingly, they've only got this width, as this room has kind of intervened on that space. It's kind of come in. I might just turn the light down on my face there a little bit. Bear with me. I know, pro streamery. That's probably a bit better. Okay. Alright, so this room's only going to say it's 5 by 4, so it's actually going to be 3 by 4 because I can't squish it out any further. 1, 2, 3, 4. So rooms will get kind of squished by the other rooms around them. Now we do have some space on these other walls we can use. Yeah, so, okay, Vic spotted it. This is the Rad Zone merch, the new Rad Zone t-shirt. And that is basically something we have just recently put together. You can find them on Redbubble. So I haven't got the link, unless you can find the link, Vic. You can pick those up on Redbubble. There, if you look up DR Games, DR as one word and then games, I think that's how it's done. On Redbubble, you'll then find it there. We've got a few things on there at the moment. I didn't want to promote it yet. I feel a bit conscious about sending lots of stuff out about merch. I think it's a bit unnecessary, a bit full on. But in any case, what we need merch t-shirts for the staff to wear for the stand when we go to UK Games Expo, the conference in June. So we've basically been getting these ready. I'm going to have a few of these available for my wife and my brother and my children, and they're going to be wearing them so we can kind of walk proud with the DR Games stuff. So you may be able to find that on there, Vic. Depends where you're at. I don't know whether you're on your phone or on the computer. I don't know. Or look later, whatever. But they are there. And yes, the Rad Zone one, the black on black, looks really good. Right. So we've got our room here. It's a 3 by 4. I'm just colouring in these little bits here. So as I say, it really makes the dungeon pop when you colour around the sides. Okay, so what have we got? Level 1 Ancestry. 63. Let's turn that over. 63, a jail. Now, the jail is not unique. Dungeons have lots of jails and cells and all that malarkey. There are some metal barred cells here set into the wall. Okay, so let's actually see how many exits there are. Oh, there's one exit. So we'll go with the exit. Yeah, why not do it over here? Should we do it on the first wall anyway? So we'll do it this way. Jail has reinforced doors, which is one with a little line through it like that, and much higher chance of those being locked. I'm going to put the cell over here in the corner. And some kind of stuff in there. And hang on. The cat wants to be let in. But oh no, he's gone. He's gone. All right. So we've got the. Going to write jail here in that space, and yes, we're going to see how wide this room is. Sorry, no, not to see how wide. I completely lost my focus. Then we've got the jail. So the jailer jumps up. You must face her. Once resolved, roll on RPET1. Well, I've got her in there. I tried to make it. Thanks, Vic. That is awesome. Very generous. Well, I mean, you should hopefully. I don't know how long it takes to get it out in America. But you probably got like a red bubble thing over there that they send it from. They're all over the place now, aren't they? But to see a picture, you don't have to include your face if you don't want to. But just to see the T-shirt would be awesome. On the Facebook group. Right. So we have jailer jumps up. You must face her. Right. So we've got a jailer here. And let's write that in. What does it say after? Jailer. Once resolved, roll on RPET1, random prisoner encounter table. Right, so let's do this fight. Jailer. I need to change that jailer to they jump up because the jailer here is very much a male. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Doesn't matter so much. I've tried to make sure we've got a good representation going in the game. So we've got they and lots of he's and she's on the pictures. So a bit of a mix. Good. So jailer has... Ooh, the jailer's pretty tough. He's got a sharp kick and a punch. He can also barge on secondary twos, which I forgot to look at in the last fight, but that doesn't matter. We'll deal with that. That's the thing about this game, right? You don't need to worry too much about remembering every single rule. It doesn't matter if you've got something. You always come back to it. It's practice. Okay. All right. Let's have the round dice on here. And this guy looks tough. So I'm going to attack first. 5-5, which is I can use my shift. I can go 6-4, which brings it to a drubbing. I'm using my heavy mace. And he blocks on secondary twos. So he doesn't block it, doesn't do any. And I've got, it's not an exact strike, so I don't add my shift to the damage. And a d6 plus 1 damage. Here we go. 3 damage, which takes him down to 3 points there. Okay. Right, now he's going to have attack. He rolls a 4-4. He's got 1 shift. He can't shift it to 5-1 or 3-3. Having said that, if it had been round 4, he'd have +1 shift, and he could have shifted that to a 3-3 and punched me. Now, I have faced a jailer before, and he did me some serious damage. Right, so round 2. Let's have a look here. I roll a 5-6, which 2 shift 6. I can't shift that to anything, so I miss. And here's a go. He rolls a 6-2, which is close to 5-1, but not close enough. Again, if it had been round 4, he would have been able to shift extra. Cody, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. We are playing. Cody, have you been in on one of these? One of these 2d6 dungeon games? I don't think you have. Have you? Well, we've got the Facebook group and we're doing testing. So update me. How are you doing? And if you fancy playing this game, you can download the rules for free at the Facebook page, and you'll get two files basically, and some stuff. You'll be able to see how that plays. Right, so he doesn't hit. Right, round 3. I'm going to attack again. 5-1. Ooh. No, I can't shift a 4-3 or a 6-4, unfortunately. And then he gets attack. 5-2. Okay. So here it is. This is the truth of it. I've missed a couple. He's got 2 attacks. Third round, he's hit me. He's got 5-2. His sharp kick attack is a 5-1. So you can shift that with his 1 shift point down to 5-1. Sharp kick. D6 -2 damage. That's actually pretty good. And let's have a look. It is a 5-1. My bishop's mantle blocks 5s. So my new piece of armor blocks primary 5s. Brilliant. So I get -2 damage off it. So it's actually D6 -4. Much better. So his sharp kick, it's gone high, and it's deflected off my mantle. 4-0 damage. Thank you, Bishop's Mantle. Hopefully that was clear. Right, so we're going into round 4. At that point, we introduce on the fatigue die the shift adjustment die. Okay. So now we both get +1 to our shift. So that is 3-6. That is not good. I'm not hitting this guy here. 4. I can't quite do the shift there. No, I can't hit him. Unfortunately, not. I got into a different sleep schedule while working on various things. I followed the Facebook page though. The game looks very interesting. Okay, cool. Thanks, Cody. Right. So, I couldn't shift it. Right, now his go. Here we go. 4-5. He's got 2 shift. He can't quite shift it to 3-3. He needs 3 shift to shift it to 3-3. Round 5. 2 shift added. I've got 4 shift. If I don't hit now, that's not good. So, wow. I am not doing it. That is a bad roll. I cannot quite reach 4-3 with that. Can I? Let's do it. Let's try. I got 4 shift. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just about do it. I just sort of catch him as I was swinging, as I make this attack. So that is a pummel. And that is D6 -2 damage. Now, he can barge on secondary 2s. No, he's not. He tries to barge me, but he's unsuccessful. I'm going to roll for damage. 6 damage -2. And that makes 4 points of damage, which makes him down to -1. There we go. Right, he is dead. So, Let's have a look. Roll on random pouch table 1 plus 1. Okay, so looking at the random pouch table 1 is page 22. And that is here. Okay. Page random pouch table 1. Let's roll. This has been slightly buffed, so we've got a bit better options here. 4. Nothing. The pouch is empty. God damn it, you jailer. Okay, no treasure for me. He's gone. Let's put some XP on here. 10 XP. So that takes me up to 176. Incidentally, it's the next level on the level table. Let's have a little look here. Is 500 XP, I believe. So obviously, if you go down the next level, you're fighting bigger creatures, more XP, standard roleplay stuff. 500 XP to go up to the next level. So we're a little way off that yet. Let's move that out of the way there. Right, but we do have a couple of bits to finish off in the jail. Let's just check that here. Here we are. The jail. After a resolved, roll on RPET1. So there's a random prisoner. Let's have a look here. Random prisoner. Here we go. Page 21. Random prisoner encounter table. 2d6. 12. Wow. 2 prisoners are trapped in a cell here. You grab the key from the far wall and free them. Awesome. Okay. L2P, which means you liberate 2 prisoners. Awesome. That is brilliant. And they then escape out of the dungeon thanks to your skill. Let's just put that on the thing. Now we've got a special little liberating prisoners section here. And it's a tally. So I put 2 dashes in there. Brilliant. Now at the end of the game, when you come out for the night, you can roll on the liberating prisoners table. Where is it? It may be further into the book here. Liberating prisoners. Basically, when you do liberate a prisoner, 20. Here, you get a little table that you can roll on, and for each prisoner you liberate, and you can get some money, you can get other things, and we'll have a look at that maybe later on. Okay, great. That is great stuff. So the jail is there. We've got 1 exit. Now let's see if this door is locked. Now I don't have any lockpicks, so let's hope it isn't. And it isn't. Brilliant. So even that is a reinforced door. If I rolled a 4, 5 or 6, that would have been locked. Reinforced doors, there's much higher chance of them being locked. Okay, we're going to go into this space here. 3, 3, so that's a double. Going to roll again. If you roll doubles, you roll again and add them on. 3, 3. Now that is bizarre because I've done that twice now. So we've got 6 by 6. Now I can choose. You can choose to make the dungeon more spacious, more space between the rooms, which I'm going to do with this situation, just slightly, so that we don't have to encounter any more rooms that way. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. 4, 5, 6. Okay. And 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there's still room for a corridor up the back here. Alright, so that's a nice square room over this side. There Okay. How is this doing here? The light is just being a nuisance. Oh, that's better. A bit like that. I wonder is it okay to keep rolling doubles even after 2 times, or only twice to make rooms less larger? Now, I did think about that, and I've put it in the rules now that you can only roll 2 doubles. So it's specifically outlined in the larger rooms section in the rules. I just thought if someone did roll, if they were going to space and they rolled like a double 6, double 5, double 3, double 4, it would fill the whole dungeon space and it would ruin your map, wouldn't it? So we have to keep it at a low level. I did think about that. I thought how awesome it would be to have like a massive room, but then I did think if you roll 6, 2 double 6s, that's a big space anyway, 36 squared, so that would be big enough, I think. It's something I did think about though. You're right to sort of bring it up. I think it's going to have to go like that, yes. Okay, good. Now is it light enough? I think it is. Yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, so how many exits? No exits. It's a dead end. Rolled a 1. 1, no exits. 6, 3 exits. 2, 3, 1 exit. 4, 5 is 2 exits. So no exits. It's a dead end. What is this dead end room? I haven't had that many dead ends in this dungeon. Let's roll on the level 1 ancestry. Here we go. D66, and it is 16. A meeting room. Simple chairs stand in a circle around a makeshift wooden table. Awesome. You can imagine them having like a dead end as a meeting room potentially. Let's put some chairs in here. Draw them in roughly. There we go. All right, so we've got a meeting room. I'm going to write that down here. In we go. Meeting room. So what is it about the meeting room that is special? 2 people stand at the as you enter. Roll on MET1 and RET1. After, roll on LCT1, which is loot chest table 1. Okay, so awesome, Toby. Thanks for that. I did roll a 19 by 18 room. That is pretty big. That is pretty big. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you wanted to roll an extra large room, do. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter. All right. So we have got we're rolling on Met 1 and Ret 1, which is at the back here. We've got there's a religious encounter. We've got a cultist and a veteran. Okay, cultist and veteran. Okay, let's get those 2 buddies out. Let's get the battle table assembled. I've got round 1. A cultist. We haven't had one of those yet. There's the veteran. He's pretty tough. And a cultist. They obviously have been having a chat in the meeting room about cult activities coming up for the weekend. There we go. And then, in fact, I'll put him down here. All right, and then my character, where have you gone? Over here. Okay. Where's the whiteboard? Are we doing maths? Is that what you mean? I don't know. What we'll do is we just have a quick look here. Crushing blow and thrust for the veteran, and punch for the cultist. The veteran parries on 3s and 4s primary, which is my pummel attack, and he deflects on armor deflection on secondary 5s and 6s, which is not my attack. -1 damage. Okay. Right, here we go. I'm going to attack. 6-1. I cannot change that. Alright, so now each of these guys get an attack. So he rolls a 2-1 on his. He cannot. He's got 1 shift. And the cultist rolls a 2-1 as well. You saw it. Hard to believe it, but that is true. So everybody misses. Round 1. My go round 2. 2-2. I cannot shift to a set 4-3 or 6-4 over here. So they get to attack. 2-3. He can't shift either. He's got a 3-2. So he'd have 2 shift points. He could have done those. And 3-4. Nope. He needed 2 shift points of cultist to land a punch. No luck. You see, it's so important when you're fighting 2 people. If you miss the first few rounds, then you're in trouble. So, 3rd round, I want to put some damage on one of these guys. Incidentally, let me just put in here 10 hit points for the veteran, 5 hit points for the cultist. Alright. So I roll a 6-6, which is the prime attack. That is awesome. So, let me just highlight here in combat. When you do a prime attack, you get to add your shift to the damage, which is, just highlight it here. Just want to just check I've got it in this section. Sometimes I just like to check I've got all meeting rooms have whiteboards. Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe I need to call it a war council room or something. But I don't know. I like it. Okay, here we go. So, if you roll a double 6 for an attack roll, you have performed a prime attack and select any one of your maneuvers and perform it successfully. You cannot shift to a prime attack. It must be a natural roll. Okay. Right, so I'm going to add my shift to the damage. I'm going to pick, obviously, the drubbing, which does, which is, you can't quite see it there, but it does D6 plus 1. So it's going to be D6 plus 3. There's no additional shift adjustment to add to it. So I'm going to roll a 6. Oh. So I roll a 1, unfortunately. And so that means I get plus 1, plus 2. That's 4 damage. And we're going to do that on the veteran. Takes him down to 6. Okay. We're still on round 3. They're attacking. Damn. I was hoping that would be something dramatic, but it wasn't. 1-6. No. On the veteran, and then on the guy here. No. You see, if he'd had an extra shift point, he could have landed a punch on me. Which shows that even one attack can potentially throw up options. Round 4 now. Fatigue die hits round 4. We get the shift adjustment die come in there for plus 1. And that means I now have plus 3 shift on my attacks, which is 6-3. I can shift that to a 6-4, which gives me the drubbing, which is D6 plus 1. Oh, in fact, I've got to remember, did his armor deflect before? Parry on primaries, primaries 3s and 4s. And his armor deflection, secondaries 5s and 6, so no. 4. We rolled a 4 damage. 4 plus 1 is 5 damage to the veteran, which wasn't quite enough to knock him down. He's down to 1. That's not necessarily great news, unfortunately. And then we get the cultist here. 2, 4. He can't shift. Okay, so we're entering deeper into the combat, and this is dangerous now. I have +4 shift. 3, 2. I can shift that to my pummel, which is 4, 3. It gives me d6 minus 2 damage. Let's see if I can hit this veteran. 4 minus 2. He has got 1 point left, which takes him down to -1. He is dead. The veteran is out. Excellent. We just left with the cultist. He's got +2 shift, so he's got 3 shift, which gives him a good chance of hitting. 5, 4. He lands an exact strike. Clocks me hard. Now, creatures do not add their shift to exact strikes. This is something that has been open to debate. Been thinking about it. What I fear is with the exact strike here. I put in here. So roll d6, compare the numbers and maneuvers. If any of them match, you perform the maneuver and hit the creature. This is known as that strike. This demonstrates your prowess and skill, and as a result, does more damage. You magic shift. Creatures do not do this when they roll exact strike, as it represents the adventurer's weapon expertise. So basically, by not having them get extra damage, although they obviously do perform the maneuver successfully, they don't quite have my adventurer's skills. So when I do an exact strike, I do extra damage. That's just the advantage of being an adventurer. That's how I look at it anyway. But he does do a punch. He does d6 minus 2 damage. This is a 4, 5, and a 4. I get Bishop's Mantle, blocks primary 5s and secondary 4s, which matches that one exactly. But that doesn't matter. You can only use it to deflect one element. So that's -2 damage, -4 damage. He doesn't do any damage. It deflects off. It deflects amazingly, which is great. So I then attack 5, 6, and this is the next round. 5, 6 makes sense to me. Your character is a professional adventurer, whilst opponents like jailers, cultists, they are busy people and train weapons. Yeah, cannot be trained. Exactly. That's the way I feel it works. I did and ah, shall I have them exact? And then I thought, if we get to round like 6, a jailer's got +4. He does like a exact strike, and he does something like 10 damage. It just wouldn't happen, you know. He could do 8 damage. I mean, so no, I didn't think that was necessarily a very good thing to have in the game, especially as we get into higher levels. Right, 5, 6. Sorry, that was. So he didn't do any damage. I rolled 5, 6. I can change that to a drubbing. I can go 6 and then down 2 to 4. So that's 3. Yeah. So I can do drubbing. So that's d6 plus 1. That is 6 damage, which kills the jailer, the cultist. Goes to -1. All right. Now, interestingly, so far I haven't taken any damage, which is slightly concerning for me. But I think maybe that is just the luck of the dice. We'll just have to keep on playing. All right, so these two guys, they are lying dead on the floor. I get 6 and 36. So that is 212 212 experience. And we have a religious pouch and a normal pouch to roll on for loot. You can see RRET1 there and RPT1 there, and those are at the back here. So we have random religious pouch and random pouch. So we're going to roll on here. Random pouch for the veteran, which is, he has a +1 to the roll, and I include D6 gold coins. So we roll 9. There are some coins in the pouch. Gain D6 +2 silver coins and D6 gold coins. So I'm going to roll for 2D6 9 here. 2D6 D6 silver coins, which is +2, which is 6 silver coins, writing that on my sheet here. And then 2d6 gold coins because of the additional gold, because it's a veteran. 7 gold coins go into my pouch there. Brilliant. Now, also we have the religious, the cultist, the religious pouch, and we're going to roll on that. See what we're getting here. 4. The pouch is empty. There you go. Bad luck. He gets put over to one side there. All right. Onward and further into the dungeon. So we've got to go back because this is like a dead end here. So we've now got these 3 spaces. We've got these 3 exits. 1, 2, 3 there. Now I'm going to see where this door leads here. I've got to roll to see if it's locked. This door here, it's just a wooden door. And no, it's not locked. I rolled a 5. I have to roll a 6 to see if that is locked. If a pouch is empty, I always take the pouch to store loot in. Human teeth, exactly. I've got 3 pouches, but you're right. I should just put an extra one on there times 4. If you read with the with some of the items, you need containers to carry them. If you haven't got them, you can't take the item. Okay, so we're going to go through this door here. Let's see. Now it can go beyond. We can get. So we've got 6 by 2. Interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a long, narrow space. There. We can have an exit on this side here and also north. How many exits are there? There's 1 exit. So I'm gonna, what you do is you go round. So we can actually roll to see where the doors start. That's basically what you do. So 5 means that starts further around the wall. Now let me just outline this rule. I will just show you what I mean. It is optional. You can actually place the exits where you like. So I think I will place it around the other side anyway. But if you really want to sort of randomize completely, as long as you keep 1 exit per wall, you can place them where you like. Or to further randomize a layout, you can roll a dice. This is optional. On a 1, 2, place the first exit on the first wall, clockwise from the entrance, and continue clockwise with the rest of the exits. On 3, 4, start placing the exits on the second wall clockwise around the entrance, and 5 and 6 start placing the exits on the third wall round. So 5 and 6 it would have been here on this wall. So we're going to put a door here, and then we're going to see what this space is. Level 1 human ancestry. '61. So we'll look here. Oh, dearie dear. Oh boy. Vic, clap your eyes on this, my friend. It's the Apothecary. 61. Writing it in here. Right, let's see how we fare against the Apothecary if he's in there. Let's have a read the description. Just colour this section in. is now sectioned off. Right, Apothecary. A table is covered in jars and bottles. Scrolls are tacked to the walls. You must face the Apothecary. There he is. Staying for the Apothecary. time to go. My curry is ready. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll catch up with the rest of the live stream. Thanks for being here, Steve. Always a pleasure, my friend. Here we go. Yes, the cheeky Apothecary here. Alright, now rooms from the Apothecary are random, so we're rolling the random exits as well. Exit type tables 11. Just quickly do that. So see what that is. Here we are, level 1. 31 is reinforced doors from this space here, which is interesting. And then we've got some jars on a table here. Excellent. Apothecary. Let's bring this out so that you can get this done. Apothecary. Where are you? There he is. Okay. And we've got the thing. Here we are. 35. Probably the most powerful level 1 character. Along with the veteran and the horned anaconda. Here we go. Round 1. Get my character. All right. My attack 1-3. Nope. No hits there. Right, here's attack. 3-4. It's got a 5, 4 and a 5, and a 1 and a 5. No, nothing. Okay. My attack 2-2. Round 2. I can't shift to a 4-3 from that, unfortunately. Here's attack 5-5. He can shift to a fire bomb. Oh god. Okay, so 4-5 firebomb. D6 plus 1. Now, I block primary 4s with my jerkin. Protects me against the fire, so it's -1. So it's D6 -2. My jerkin comes in handy. -2. The flames kind of burst off me, but I realised that I'm not burnt. Awesome. Okay, round 3. Here we go. 1-5. I just feel like the dice are against me. That is not good. No way I can shift to any of my things there. Right, here we go. He's attacking. He's getting another bottle ready. 5-2. 5-2, 4-5, and 1-5. No, he can't shift. Round 4. Uh-oh. And the shift adjustment die comes in. I get +3 shift. 6-5, which allows me to effectively change it to a drubbing on a 6-4, which is D6 plus 1. Now his special does, so it's D6-4. He blocks his blinding smoke affects primary 1s and 4s. His glowing shield affects secondary 2s. So no blocking. 5 damage to the Apothecary. 5 damage. He starts with 12 health. So he's down to 7. Excellent. Right, so he attacks. Here we go. 3/3. He's got two. He's got 2 shift. He can go 4. No, we can't shift to any. All right. Okay. My shift is +4 now. 6/2. Another good roll. That brings me I can turn that to a drubbing. D6 +1. Here we go. So that's 3 damage to the cultist. I rolled a 2 to the apothecary. Takes him down to 5 health. Okay. Round. No, it's his go. He gets the roll. 5/1. Wow. He cannot shift. He cannot shift. I'm whipping this guy. Okay. Round 6. This has really gone my way, this fight. 3/5. I can shift that to a another drubbing because I've got +5 shift. And D6 +1. 5 damage. And that kills the apothecary. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I was really lucky then. I just felt like as I was rolling his character, his rolls, they were just one off. And then my jerkin afforded me not to lose any that point. So I've lost no points so far. So lucky with the dice. You need to give Scott some lessons. Yeah, my dice skills. I've been practicing, you know. And right, let's have a look at his character. So we've got 35 XP. That's 247. And we have the wrap 1. So just rolling on a wrap 1. So the apothecary used to have potions on him that you could take, but I've taken those off because hang on a sec. No, sorry, that is the potion table. What am I saying? So he's got a random potion on him. I just need to put another staple in here. Hang on. Here we go. Wrap 1. A random potion table 1 down here. Page 26. Right, so what potion did I get? Let's have a look here. D6, random potion table 1. 6, potion of shield aura. Ooh, let's have a look at that. What does that mean? Potion of shield aura. Now, potions table here. Potion of shield aura. -1 damage taken per round in combat. Next combat. -1 damage in one combat. Excellent. Okay, so that'll be handy. And Steve, you take care. Take care, my friend. Awesome, everything you're doing. Have a good curry. Sounds good. Funnily enough, I'm having curry tonight as well. So have a good one. And I will see you very soon, my friend. Right. So, Apothecary's down. Now, interestingly, in this room, I'm going to get some more potions. Because when you come to the Apothecary, it's one of the best rooms to go into. Here we are. You roll on wrap 1 and wrap 2. And the exits are random. Oh, we looked that up already, didn't we? So I get 2 more potions. I can only carry... What is curry? Personally, never seen it in America. Curry is originally... curry is basically rice and meat with a sauce. So it's traditionally Indian, but there's a lot of British style curries because we've got a large Indian population in the UK. Came over in the 50s and the 60s, and there's like second, third generation Indian families living in the UK, which is awesome. And they have brought with them their curry houses. And so it's kind of become a very popular British food, curry. And we love to eat it. Rice and meat in a sauce. What other examples of that in other? So a bit like a jambalaya, I think, or paella, but sort of a bit like paella in a way, I guess, but not. The rice tends not to be completely drenched. So there you are. Yeah, I mean, you walk down the high street in the small town that I live in, and you have Mexican, Indian, Italian, Turkish. There's like, wow, it is good. It is really good. I would love to cook you all a curry dish. I do a mean curry as well. Okay, spices and herbs and things and pieces and stuff you can put in it. And the nice thing about Indian food is a lot of it's gluten-free, which is great. They don't use a lot of flour in their food, which is awesome, because I'm gluten-free, I'm celiac. Not by choice. Okay, I'm completely off the track here. Let's look at random potions. We did just have this one. Random potion table 1 of 26. All right, so we've got 2. We've got for a potion of examination and a potion of extra healing. Brilliant. Potion of examination. So potion of examination. I'm gonna have to use one of these because I can't carry anymore. And a potion of extra healing. Now, my uncle has that same disease. He gets build-up of some white fungus or something around his face, especially his ears, where he ate bread. What? No, that's something else. That's not celiac disease. That might be some kind of that would be maybe some protein intolerance or something. But there's certainly, you get dry skin if you eat gluten. In fact, it can cause all sorts of horrible things if you eat gluten. You know, you get swollen stomach, you can be sick, you can get nauseous, worst thing is you suffer from lethargy, your body's not taking nutrients. Toby, if you get a 6th potion, can you drop one and keep the new one? Yes, you can. Good question. You can drop one, drink one, or do what needs to be done. Potion of examination. +2 to the treasure roll in one room. In one room. So we'll bear that in mind. So if we're in a room and we know there's some good booty there, we're going to drink that and get the +2 bonus. So I must bear that in mind. And extra healing is heal up to 30 health points. 30 health points heal. Okay. Right, so what we'll do is we will have to remember to use the potions if if you get a 6th potion, you're like, oh, where am I going to put these bottles? You don't put them in your backpack because there's a whole load of kind of heavy stuff in there. It would just get crushed. So you've got special places where you can kind of attach them to your packs. That's kind of how I see it. All right, so we're going to go up this room here. Oh, this is reinforced. Let's see if it's locked. No, it's not locked. I am rolling really lucky today. Okay, let's roll some room. 2, 1. Okay, so it's going to go 1 up there like that. This is a corridor. Little corridor, just like that. Roll for exits. 2 exits on this corridor. So we got the one there that's going off that way. Actually, that's the room there, like that. So we're going to do. Is that 2 exits or 1 exit? Let me just double check in the rules here. That may be. Maybe I need to give them. 1, there are no exits. 2, 3, there's 1 exit. So there's 1 exit, which is fine. So we're going to have it just as a little bend in the passageway there, and we're going to roll up here. From small passages like that, they're all archways. So we're going to roll 2, 3. Okay, so that isn't good either. So we've got a little space here, 2 across and 3 up, which is a small room. Let's see how many exits are in this space. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 1, isn't it? Thanks, Vic. I just blanked on that for a minute. Right, how many exits? 3 exits. Okay, so we've got 1 that way. 1 that way, because there's only 3 ways, 3 walls. So it's kind of like a little centre room here. And they're all archways. So we suddenly come up to this crossroads. And what I'm going to do is roll in the small room. Because this is a small room. What is this small room? Let's have a look here. Rooms 6 squares or smaller. 16. I put an extra staple in. I find it hard to see the numbers. 16. Here we are. Okay. What do we get? Small room 4. There is a large mural of Gracader here. Her old face smiles at you. If you call for her favour here, -1 to the roll. Okay, so there's a mural of Gracader. I'm going to put that here. And just make a little note here. Mural of Gracader. Now, interestingly, I've had very little god encounters. It's something that I really want in the game. I just feel it's quite a cool thing. And when you gain favour points, you can add them in here. Now, I haven't encountered any shrines or anything so far, apart from this one. Now, you can't make any sacrifices here. At the moment, I've decided that's the case, but you can call for favour when you do, because she's here. You get -1 to the roll, which is actually good, because you want to try and roll under the number of favour points that you have on your character sheet. Okay. Now, nothing else is happening in that space, which is cool. It's just like a junction. I'm going to go this way, left. And 6 by 2. All right, interesting. So we're going to have 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's another long room. All right. What inspired you to create this game? Just a build up of experience of dungeon delving games? That is a great question, Cody. I've always wanted to do a dungeon delve. I have played so many of these games. I mean, I've said before, I was raised on Games Workshop board games and figure games, miniature games, and then I was also hugely into Commodore 64 and Amiga dungeon delvers, and I was like, the dungeon I feel very kind of close to, which sounds a bit creepy. I don't mean it in a creepy way, but I feel like this is one of the arenas that I really truly understand. And I wanted to create something that was completely kind of random. So you create these complexes with stories and characters. I wanted it to be random. I've seen a lot, and I've played some solo player dungeon delve games, and I've watched things like 2D6, and I've thought to myself, they're not really very random. The tiles, you'll recycle those and you'll experience those again. It won't feel as random as this. And I wanted something that was just total narrative, story, random generation. And that was the thinking behind this. So I kind of like this. I think for a lot of people, I started on the Red Box Dungeons and Dragons, and that was about dungeon delving before it got too kind of external. And so this is where I kind of grew up. And then, about 5 years ago, I started drawing dungeons, and that is what led me to where I am now. So through Dark Realm Maps, which is I'm basically the cartographer for that, as you'll know. And so having drawn hundreds of dungeon maps, I feel like I'm probably, without blowing my own trumpet too much, pretty much an expert on the nature of dungeons. How sad is that? That is very sad. Sad. That is a sad thing to say. But I feel like that's kind of where I've come to. And this I would love to I really love it to work. The balancing is going to be tricky, but I think we can get there. In a roundabout way, that's it. That's the answer. Right, how many exits on this space? 1 exit. Let's see. Let's randomize the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. It's at the end. Okay, excellent. Interesting. Okay. So we're going to have. See what type of room it is. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, it has been a weird place to end up. Right, so we need to see what room this is. Level 1 Ancestry. Level 1 Human Ancestry. 46. Canteen. 3 rough tables, a few chairs and stools stand next to a wooden bar. Okay, so it's kind of like a long canteen. We've got some stools here. And maybe a bar area here with some stuff on it. Put some backs on those stools. Okay, so it's kind of like it's a canteen. Okay. I'm going to start. I will do some shading in at some point. Right, so. In the canteen, I've got a bad feeling about this. The barman attacks you. Use labourer stats. Also face a patron. Roll on wet one. Not the best name for a table. Warrior enemies table. Okay, thug, jailers and guards. Oh, it's a thug. Okay. A warden enemies table. So we've got a thug and a labourer. Okay, another attack round. So we disturb them. Who's this guy? It's coming to the their bar area, and let's get them out. So we've got a thug. These are pretty weak because I'm level 2 and I've got some additional armor. I shouldn't have too much problem with these guys. So it was a thug and a labourer. There we go. These are pretty easy. Shouldn't be too much of a hassle. We're getting near to the end of the dungeon level here. So let's go. Let's get my character in here and attack 2, 3. I can shift that to a 4, which gives me pummel. D6 minus 2. 2. So no damage that round, unfortunately. Right, labourer. 2, 5 is his attack. And this one's a 3, 2, the thug. 5, 4. No. Back to my round. 4, 1. I can shift that to 4, 3, which again gives me the pummel attack, which is D6 minus 2. No damage again. God damn it, that is interesting. Right, and their attack 5, 6. No for the labourer. 4, 1. No for the thug. And then round 3. 6, 1. I missed that round. Let's have a look on theirs. 5, 2 for the labourer, no good. 3, 2 for the thug, no good. My attack on round 4 with a +1. So I got 3. Oh no, I am short on there. I am short. So I cannot quite do that one. And then they have got +2. 2, 5. An exact strike. He hits me with an uppercut. And do I take any damage? Is this labourer going to be the first person? The barkeeper. 6. He does me 3 damage. There you go. 17. Wow. Now, the thug attacks me. He can shift and he punches me. So one's given me an uppercut. The other one's... I've turned into the other one's path and he's punched me. Does he do any damage? Let me just check. Hang on a sec. Do I block against any of these? He's got 3, 2... No, I don't block against them. Oh my god, these guys are beating me up. That takes me down to 14 health. Right, you see at this point, I'm kind of like, do I quaff a potion? I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay at the moment. So I'm at 14 health. So it goes to round 5. See, you think like these weak characters, they're too weak, but are they though? That is the question. I don't think so. 5, 4, 5. I can shift that to a drubbing, which is D6 +1. Oh, 2 damage on the... haven't written them in. Labourer. He has got 4 health. And the thug has got 3 health. Wow. And I've just done 2 damage to him. Wow, that is bad. They've got +3 shift now. 2, 5. He can punch me again. Oh my god, I'm getting beaten up by these boys. This is not good. So, D6 -3 damage. Can't believe it. Down to 11. 11 health. And the thug, 3, 2. My god. He's laid a punch onto me. He's taking me. He's doing D6 -3 damage. Oh my god! What is going on here? These boys, they're completely battering me. So they did 3. I could manage one more round without taking a potion. Oh, it's getting out of hand. I cannot believe what is happening. So it goes to my round, round 6, 3. Oh my god! I'm down to 8. Do I hit? I've got to try and hit. I've got to take one out surely. 3, 2. I've got 5 shift. I can shift that to a drubbing, a pummel, which is D6 -2. I've got to roll 4 or more in here to kill one. 2. No damage. You're kidding me. All right. 4, 4. Which means he's got 4 shift. So he can go 5. Yes, he can do an uppercut. 3 -3 damage. No damage this time. And then the thug, he rolls 5, 6, and he cannot shift to his punch. He misses. I've still got 8 health points left. I'm going to, I'm not going to drink a potion. 8 is alright. Should be alright. 2, 2. I can shift that to a pummel, which gives me D6 -2 damage. It's 1 point of damage. I needed 2. Oh my god. The labourer is down. The barkeeper is down to 1 point of damage. This is very close. You're absolutely kidding me. The labourer, 2, 6. He can shift it again to the hit. What's he going to roll? 2. He doesn't do any damage this time. Hits me, but it doesn't damage me. And then we've got the thug down here. 3, 2. He can shift as well. God, they're both hitting. 2 damage, -3. No damage this turn. Okay, my go. 6, 6. He pulls it out the bag. That I'm going to do a drubbing. D6 +1 is 3 damage, which kills the labourer. Wow. Okay, he is down to -2. And then the thug, he gets to swing at me. 3, 2. He gets to lay on a punch again. And does 3 points of damage. Jesus. Oh my god, he rolls a 6. That is 5 points. Oh my word. I need to actually make a few notes of some narrative issues here. Never mess with a guy who just wants a beer, lol. My go. 5, 1. I can shift that to drubbing, which is D6 +1, which gives 5. That's -2. The thug is killed. Wow. Just wow. God damn it. I'm going to put a little note here for the last killed an apothecary. I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to this fight. Without losing a point. A HP, but a firebomb singed me, and then got beaten up. Got beaten up by a barkeeper and thug. They took 15 points of health off me. That is just bonkers. That is crazy stuff. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got here. We have got a no. Let's do the XP. We've got 611 XP, which takes me up to 258 XP, and there's no treasure on the thug. Okay, he hasn't got any treasure. We've got the labourer. He's got a random pouch table -2, so he doesn't really have a huge amount there to loot. Let's have a look here. The random pouch table. Let's check a random pouch table. That's RP 22. So don't forget it's -2, so might not be as much in there. 6, so 6. There are D6 silver coins inside the pouch. 1 silver coin. Wow. Okay. Bastard. Okay, so for all that fight, they didn't get much reward. Now, I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, right, I've got 5 health points left. I'm going to drink my potion of extra healing. It does heal 30 health points, so you could consider it a bit of a waste. But I'm going to take myself back up to the 20, which gives me the 20 there. And we are in that was a bad state there. Really tough fight. But again, that's a good thing for the testing, that you can face 2 weak characters like that. They get stronger as the fight goes on. Right. Let's go to this room at the side here. Now, what was the exits? Did I check the exits? I think we've got Canteen. Canteen is unique. Wooden doors. Put a wooden door in there. So let's roll. See if that's locked. No, it's not locked. We'll go through to this space here. 5 by 3. Okay. So we're gonna put a little room in the corner here. Five. We can't go any further than 5 by 3. Have it up like that. How many exits? Right. So you can't put an exit there. Can't put an exit there. We can put an exit here. Might be a little room down here. Can't put an exit up there because of the wall. So what is the room? It's actually big enough to be a standard room. Let's have a little look in here. Level 1 rooms. 2, 3. 2, 3 is a holding cell, an iron barred cell where prisoners are kept. Very cool. Let's put a cell up here. There might be like a bedroll in there, maybe. Okay. And the holding cell is not unique. It's reinforced doors as an exit. Here, like so. And I like the fatigue system. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate that. Locked door. And what else do we have in this space? We have a holding cell. Roll d6. 1 to 4. The jailer is here. You must fight them. After roll on random prisoner encounter table 1. Okay. 1 to 4. Holding cell 1 to 4. 5. He isn't here. Okay, so that means there is a prisoner in this room, but there is no jailer. Okay. And the random prisoner table. Do 21. Like so. Random prisoner table. 2d6, 7. There is a bound prisoner here. They are close to death. If you give them a ration, they survive. 1. I am going to give them a ration. But that leaves me with 2 rations. So give them and they survive. Saved a prisoner. Liberated prisoner. Adds to the tally there, so you can calculate that after. Holding cell. There. Saved a prisoner from a holding cell where the jailer was absent. All right. Now these narrative moments, they can be sort of typed up into a story later if you want to. Grabbing some grub. Lurking. Okay, Vic, no problem. I'll be grabbing some grub soon myself, actually. Right. Let's see if this door is locked. And it is. Right, that is a locked door. Now, locked doors, you can use pick locks to open them. I don't have any on my list here, unfortunately. You know, I didn't use the intel for that guy. Damn it. That would have been handy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to leave that room. We don't have to explore that room to finish the dungeon. We'll just leave that blank. So, I've got this room up here that I'm going to have a look at. This space here. So we're going to go up that way. And you know, I think actually this might be a good place to leave it. We've got this area here to explore, and I feel like I know I can hear in the kitchen that the meat is being fried for the curry. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that as it is with our adventurer. And so Arundel has had a fascinating, had a really easy time. Then he came up against these 2 drunks, the barkeeper and the thug, both crazy, but really in a mood for a fight. And I lost 15 health points there. And I used a potion to draw that back. I've got no scrolls to help me out. Interestingly, looking at the way the game played, very little god reference, which was interesting. No scrolls came up. It's interesting. It played very differently this time, within the bounds of acceptance, though. So it wasn't to the point where I felt that was unacceptable. And it was interesting how, as a saying, the guy gets injured. My guy, Arundel Knox, he suffered in that fight. So weak characters can be powerful, which is that fatigue mechanism. Awesome. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Scott, Vic, Cody, Nick. Was Scott here? No, I think Scott was here. But you may be here later. So anyway, Steve was here. Who else was here? Yeah, I think they're the main guys. All you testers. Great to have you there. So we will carry on with this probably Probably won't be tomorrow, but it'll be during the week. I'm going to do some more testing. And don't forget, if you've got any questions, put them in down below, and I will endeavour to answer them as best I can. And don't forget, there's a Facebook group, and also we've got some new merch going up on our Redbubble page. If you search DR Games on Redbubble, you can see that stuff there in preparation for the UK Games Expo, which is coming up very soon. Thanks for sharing your RPG journey. Thanks Sam. AMNB 13 2002. Appreciate that a lot. Don't forget, you can get a copy of this. Just go onto the Facebook page, download it, and then play it, and then just let me know how you get on. That'd be awesome. So take care, and I will be back with some more very soon. I am going to look across there. It's a bit of an awkward ending, but that is just where the computer is. So guys, thanks again. Take care, and